Good morning. How we have the physical and motor development of children and adolescents. Physical and motor development, overall growth. So, it's clearly observed in height and weight measures. So, factors that affect growth. So, we have genetics, nutrition, physical and psychological disorders. So, in genetics, or in other words, the heredity. So, uh, it's transmission of physical characteristics from parents to children. So through their genes, of course. So it influences all aspects of physical appearance, such as weight, body structure, height, the color of the eye, the texture of the hair, and even the attitude. And it can be the intelligence. So there's a disease, of course, conditions such as heart disease, diabetes, obesity, and many more. So they can also be passed throughout, o sinasabi nilang mana, so that they are affecting the growth and development of the child adversely. However, environmental factors and nurturing can bring the best out of already present qualities in the genes. So next is nutrition. So it's a critical factor in growth, as everything the body needs to build and repair itself comes from the food that we eat. So dito na papasok yung malnutrition can cause deficiency disease that adversely affect the growth and development of a children and adolescents as well. So on the other hand, overeating can lead to obesity and health problems in the long run, such as diabetes and heart disease, like what I said before. A balanced diet that is rich in vitamins, minerals, proteins, carbohydrates, and fats is essential for the development of the brain and body. This is psychological disorders, so also referred to as mental disorders, are abnormalities of the mind that result in persistent behavior patterns that can seriously affect to our day-to-day function in life. So many different psychological disorders have been identified and classified, including eating disorders such as anorexia or nervosa, such as depression or personality disorder, such as antisocial personality disorder, psychotic disorders such as schizophrenia, sexual disorders such as sexual dysfunction, and others. Multiple psychology disorder may exist in one person. Last is psychological disorders, so also referred to as mental disorders, are abnormalities of the mind that result in persistent behavior patterns that can seriously affect to our day-to-day function in life. So many different psychological disorders have been identified and classified, including eating disorders such as anorexia or nervosa, such as depression or personality disorder, such as antisocial personality disorder, psychotic disorders such as schizophrenia, sexual disorders such as sexual dysfunction, and others. Multiple psychology disorder may exist in one person. Physical development milestones. To infants and toddlers. So in 2 months, they are hold heads up with support and then begins to push up when lying on their tummy. Next is make smoother movements with arms and legs. So in 4 months, they hold heads steady without support, and so it can pushes down on legs when feet are on hard surface, and it can rolls over from tummy to back, and they can hold and shake toys, swings at dangling toys, and then they bring hands to mouth. It can pushes up the elbows when lying on their tummy. So in 6 months, it rolls over body from stomach to back and from back to stomach. So they can begin to sit with support. They supports weights on legs when standing and might bounce, and they rock back and forth, and sometimes crawls backward before moving forward. So in 9 months, they start to crawl, sit without support. They moves to into sitting position with support, stands holding on the adult or furniture for support. So they can pulse to stand. So in 1 year, they moves into the sitting position without support, and they pulls up to stand and walks alone while holding onto furniture. And they can take few steps without support of the adult or the furniture or the guides, and they can stand alone. So in 18 months, they start walks alone. They runs. They pulls toys while walking. They helps undress self. They drinks from a cup. They eats with a spoon. And in 2 years naman, 2 years, they begins to run. They climbs onto and down from furniture without support. And they walks up and down. Starts while holding for support. And they can throws ball overhand. They can draws or copies like circles in straight lines. And they can kicks a ball. In our mind, that the milestone above, that simply that average ages at which specific development is observed, like what I said. So it's certain condition must exist for an infant or toddler to grow and develop. A young child's basic needs or physical needs, like food. In food, there's a nutritious, and next is sheltered. There's a protection from harm, and uh, they need clean air and environment. They need health and dental care. Of course, they need activity and rest. So we also know that the way we ourselves were raised is important to our understanding of how and what children development. So uh, the values and beliefs held by our family and culture contribute to our knowledge of growth and development. Understanding developmental milestone is an important part of working with young children. So learning about and understanding how uh, preschoolers use their bodies will help us to know how to support them in developing their motor skills, and will also help us to decide what kinds of learning experiences we need to plan. So keep in our mind that each child is different, and that we may have to adapt routines and activities to meet children's unique needs. We can plan significantly. So in our daily interactions with the children in our care, we can purposely plan activities that will enable to measure how children are developing and refining their motor skills. Like for example, um, we can observe how children move around during free play. So how they follow directions as we lead them through activities, or how they manipulate objects in their hands as we play with them. So uh, we should use this valuable observational information to plan activities that promote further development in children, or to adapt activities to meet the particular learning needs of individual children. That's all, and thanks for listening. Goodbye.